buying you flowers and whatnot, but umuntu akafuna izimbali, you know.
Zimbali, yeah.
Is it Zimbali?
Zimbali, yeah.
Zimbali or Zimbali, you know. Either way,
yeah.
Umuntu akafuna izimbali or Zimbali.
Yeah.
Umuntu ufuna like. They want time. They want personal time. They want quality time.
They just want to be heard.
They just want to be heard. They just want to be seen.
This is our love story. This is our journey.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Our Love Journey. It's so exciting. We are heading into the month of love pretty soon. And it's quite a big one for us because, Our Love Journey actually started in the month of love.
Yeah, so if you guys are actually familiar with, Mpumi's channel, you know that Our Love Journey was actually a docu-series that we did.
Yeah.
Where we went around and we interviewed like some couples from different age groups, demographics, different type of relationships that were married, and that's how we kind of built the whole ideal of our love journey.
Yeah, but before we get into that, today's podcast is sponsored by Cleanipedia. Cleanipedia is a website where there is literally everything. Tips on how to keep your house clean, how to get rid of odors, cleaning a drain, how to get a morning routine. Even our last vlog, cleaning a swimming pool.
Yeah, so we did a whole vlog about cleaning our swimming pool like last week. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you check that video out. And it would basically just follow the steps and the tips that they give you on the website.
Yeah.
And the results were super amazing. Like I didn't expect it to work that quickly, but that's the thing about the Cleanipedia website is that all the tips are really, really like well thought out and they really do work.
Yeah, and it's stuff you probably just have in your cupboard. Yeah. So do check out the Cleanipedia website. We've got a link below, and don't forget to sign up to get some updates on how to keep your home, your kids, your furniture, and your dogs in check.
Yeah.
Let's get into today's podcast. Before that, actually, we need to get into a review, and we've got a review from Matumelo, and she gave us a 5-star. She says, "Hi guys, my name is Nontobego and I absolutely enjoyed this podcast. Thank you for the tips and the humor added to serious topics. I love you guys."
Yeah. Look, we always, what's the funny thing is that we always try to do like our content, we try to do like light content.
Yeah,
and then it just
never
ends
happens.
up being deep.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the humor comes in, is that really we just trying to have a light chat, but it ends up being deep because life is deep.
Life is actually that deep. But you know what? Even in the deep stuff, you can bring some lightness and some
There's
humor
always
to
light.
it. There's always light.
There's always light, yeah.
Today, on today's episode, we're doing something a little different. As you can see, there's no laptop. But I was just saying to Brendan, like I said, when we started out, we started with interviewing couples. And that's how the concept of our love journey began.
Yes.
And then there was lockdown. And obviously, we kind of had to stop that. But also, we moved into the podcast space, which I think works really, really well. We enjoy it, and I think you guys enjoy it. But for the month of Feb, we will be bringing on some guests on the podcast. We've got 2 or 3 guests that we're excited to bring on. But we thought we could have an episode where firstly, we do a little review on our 5 years of marriage, what we've learned, and then just reflect on some couples that we can remember, and some advice we got from their episodes and some tips. So I have a quote here before we get started. "A good marriage isn't something you find. It's something you make, and you have to keep on making it."
Yeah, I think that goes down to, I think one of the things we used to say when we started this podcast, or basically doing videos together, was that marriage is like a job and you wake up every day and you go to work.
Yeah.
So I think that's true to that statement.
Absolutely. By the way, you didn't go to work today because you didn't get me a coffee. And I'm actually very bitter about it.
No. But guys, Mpumi does this thing where it's like, so for the past, forever actually, I make her coffee when I make coffee. And so lately she's obviously on a detox and she's on a journey. And this journey, it doesn't allow her to drink her coffee in the way that I make it
with sugar,
and have always made it. No, not with sugar, also with milk.
Yeah,
like you're not drinking milk, you're not drinking sugar. So now I need to change my whole system to accommodate her, which I do. And then on top of that, she doesn't actually drink the coffee.
I do drink the coffee. I
Mpumi
didn't
will
drink the coffee
the
once.
following day.
No, it's one time that I didn't drink the
that's not
coffee.
true.
But anyway, the coffee really matters to me. So when you didn't get it today, I was just like, okay.
I was
happening?
like, why should I get the coffee if you're not going to drink it? She lets it get cold,
And then I
she
heat it up.
And then she heats it up, and for
And
me
then I
that
drink the coffee.
It really bothers me because I think you should enjoy it as it's made. Like you can't wait for coffee to get cold and then reheat it. Like it doesn't taste the same.
Okay, so what lessons do you have from our marriage?
From our marriage, in the 5 years that we've been together, I think what I've learned is that you have to grow with your partner.
Yeah.
And by grow, I mean whatever new stage your partner goes into, you need to, one, be aware of that stage, and you need to be growing in a parallel way. You have to understand, even though you don't have to be doing exactly what they're doing.
Okay. Makes
So
sense.
so when I say parallel, I mean as long as we are both going
all
up
have
and we're
to
on the
grow.
same level.
Yeah.
We don't always have to be in the same room, but we have to be in the same floor.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is sometimes people get left behind as growth happens, as someone changes and their tastes start to change and their habits start to change and their hobbies start to change. You leave your partner on like another floor,
Yeah.
and then it's like you guys can't
Conflicts,
communicate.
yeah.
So I think what I've learned is it's so important to constantly be checking on each other. Hey, what's happening? Where
Yeah.
are you? Like,
Yeah.
where's your head space at?
Yeah.
Where's your mindset? What are your dreams now? Because dreams change
All the time.
and habits change, and hobbies and desires. So what are your desires now? Do you even still enjoy what you're doing? Are you where are you? So I think that's the one important thing that I've learned.
I think mine's actually quite similar to what you mentioned. Mine is check in.
Okay.
And by checking in it's so easy to get into autopilot
Yeah.
in marriage, especially once the kids arrive and once the careers take off.
It becomes a routine.
It can become routine, and our conversations can always be around, oh, did you see Nuri Zani did this? Or, okay, this is what's happening at work. And then the connection can almost be lost in that if you don't check it, right? And so it's important to be intentional about checking in. Where are we? A conversation we had last year was, okay, in terms of running a business together, we're doing amazing. We're killing it. In terms of parenting together, we're killing it. But in terms of our connection as lovers, where are we standing? Because it can happen that everything else, we're ticking all the boxes, but the box of our connection has somehow gotten lost in between everything that's happening.
so good.
So I think it's just important, and it's natural. I don't think we should feel like you're failing in your marriage or the other person, but it's important that we come back together and say, okay, I can see I'm starting to feel like a need of mine is not fulfilled, and you're probably feeling the same way. What can we do better? Where can we put in some boundaries so that we make sure that the foundations of our marriage, that connection remains, even with everything else that's been added on?
Yeah, that's very good. That's so important. And like you said, it's not just, it can be with anything, like any part of your marriage. And I think another thing that I've learned, that I guess it all connects really, because it's, I guess, what we're trying to work on, or what we're working on. Don't want to try anymore. You need to do melienze.
Yeah.
But it's having an open mind. Being open to having conversations like that.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't help that, like you said, sometimes we tend to be stubborn because things are on autopilot. That means there's no turbulence. So, like, I know personally, like, you'd feel like, why do we need to fix anything?
Yeah, like, what's the
Because it's
problem?
working. Like,
Yeah.
business is working.
Yeah.
Kids are
Inkingi kuphi?
working. But the mere fact that your partner comes to you to say, hey, where are we? Means there's a problem.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so you have to be open to not feeling like you're getting attacked.
You're the problem.
Yeah, because sometimes we tend to have this defense when we feel like, oh, look, I'm doing everything I
Yeah,
need
like-
to do. I'm buying you, perfumes. I'm buying you flowers and whatnot. But umuntu akafuni izimbali,
Zimbali, yeah.
Is it Zimbali?
Zimbali, vele, yeah.
Zimbali or
Imbali.
Zimbali. Either
Yeah,
way.
either way, yeah.
Umuntu akafuni izimbali or Zimbali.
Yeah.
Umuntu ufuna like
Time.
they want time. They
Yeah.
want personal time. They want quality
Or they
time.
just want to be heard.
They just
Yeah.
want to be heard. They just want to be seen. They just want to be held.
Yeah.
They just want to be touched. They just want to be listened to. They want a shoulder. Bafuni isfuba. Yabo? So it's very important that you open yourself up to listening to your partner and not feeling like you're being attacked every time and going into defense mode. I'm saying this because I know I have struggled with that.
Yeah.
So I know I'm not the only one because I'm not special. I know ukuthi bakhona abanye
Who feel like it's a
the same.
personal
Yeah,
attack,
especially if
yeah.
you are the kind of person who is intentional about gifting and intentional about, grand gestures. Sometimes it's not about the grand gestures.
Yeah.
It's about the little things.
The
It's
little
about
things
the coffees.
consistently. The
It's about the
coffees.
coffees in the morning.
Yeah. Whether the person drinks
Whether the person drinks it or not.
Get the coffee.
You see how it's coming together, guys.
Get the coffee.
But yeah, I've learned that it's important to take some what people say seriously. And for me, I know personally, sometimes I'm hard to get through to.
Yeah.
But I always listen, and I'll always come back and say, I heard what you said. And so now I'm just working on kind of doing that in real time because it's not easy. But to see it in retrospect is
Yeah.
always something that I try to do in any conversation, not just in our marriage, even in friendships, to just go back and say, okay, did I handle this the best way?
Yeah.
What
If
was
not,
yeah?
how can I do it better?
And what was this person trying to say?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes you feel, and it happens a lot in music. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to take a detour because I know that there are people who watch this that are not married, but communication is so key that it happens so many times that you feel attacked.
Yeah.
And a person's intentions are pure.
Yeah.
So always look at the intention.
What were they trying to say?
What are they trying to
you
say?
made this example and I burst out into laughter. Like I never laughed like that in our podcast when you said Jay Shetty said, say it back to the person.
Yes.
So
But it sometimes seems dumb,
Yeah.
but you realize that umuntu is really coming to you from a place of love and whatnot, but you just hearing
attack, defense,
yes,
me.
you feel like you're not being appreciated. You feel like your work is being looked down upon. You feel like they don't see you. But no, it's not that. They're seeing other things.
Yeah.
They're seeing things from a different perspective, and you just have to kind of sit down. That's why I guess taking time is important before you respond.
Yeah.
Like whenever you feel like getting angry, maybe you should relax a little bit, take a walk, because you come back and you realize, no man, this person, the intention was right.
Yeah.
It's just the way they put it out.
I read somewhere that you're not that important.
Yeah.
And with all the respect, people are not just like when I'm coming to you, it's not about you. It's also about me. Everybody's really thinking about themselves, and that's the reality. So when someone comes to you, they're not there to attack you. They just, I guess, talking about a need that they feel or an offense that needs to be, I don't know, like unpacked or something. But rarely do I come to make things about you. It's about
That's
me.
so good.
So to just reflect on some couples, I kind of want to go first. I think one of my favorite couples we had on was Aunt Gail and Bob Victor, who we are still in contact with and we talk to quite a lot. And what I learned from them is they really understood the through thick and thin. I mean, Aunt Gail spoke the story about when they were about to get married, she was basically on her deathbed. And Ubaba was just there. And throughout their marriage, even now they've made some changes in their lives where Ubaba got heard from the Lord and said, hey, this is what we're doing. And she had to choose to trust what her husband was saying. But I learned that trust doesn't just happen. It's been years of building, years of being there together that has gotten them to the point where they are. So from Ubab Victor and Aunt Gail, I learned that through thick and thin is through thick and thin.
Yeah.
And that's what builds the trust.
That's good. Trying to think, man, there's so many couples.
Yeah.
Guys, if you do get a chance, go back and watch the Our Love Journey series. It's
Yeah.
really, really interesting and great. But I'll start with my own sister.
Okay.
And her husband, because they were on as well. I think what I learned from them is respect.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
there is a manner in which people talk where there's so much respect.
Yeah.
There's so much respect and love.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes when you're married to someone for long, you lose that.
Yeah.
You start to talk to someone like ngathi umjwayele.
Yeah.
But like every time, and I guess this is also just from hanging out with them so much.
Yeah, they respect
They just
each other
respect
a
each
lot.
other so much.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean Gucci they tiptoe around each other. It just means that everything is well intentioned.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think we try to build, and I
Yeah.
really wish we can grow it over time, and by the time we hit 10 years married, I think it'll be like a natural thing.
Yeah.
To just always respect each other, even when we're just talking, even when we're fighting.
Yeah.
Even when we
what
disagree.
that's what they, because we have a lot of arguments in front of them. Like we'll all argue amongst I don't even want to call it argue, but I think discuss things and not agree, right?
Yeah.
And what we've seen when they argue, because we can get hot, like we
get hot, like
we can get hot, but it's such a safe space that we can get hot with them.
Yeah, but
and the
also
way,
it's not okay.
but the way in which they disagree,
It's so
man, the
respectful.
respect is just really, really incredible.
Yeah, so I definitely learned that. And then from Ubafana and Tivelo, I just learned playfulness. I learned
laughter.
I learned to laugh. I learned to be best friends.
Yeah, they such best
You know,
friends.
to just be best friends. And it's such a beautiful thing to be best friends with your partner. To be able to laugh through pain.
I don't think I've ever seen Tibelo with Bafana not laughing.
No, they
she
always
and
just
it's
die.
not like a laughing.
No,
of,
it's like my tummy
like,
hurts.
She laughs until her tummy hurts, and I'm like, you've been with this man for over 11 years, and you laugh till your tummy hurts.
Yeah, so that's like beautiful.
For me, Lebu and Luyanda,
Oh, yes.
the couch story. So when they got married, and they moved to the house, and they didn't have furniture, and Luyanda was traveling a lot, and Ulebu was just sitting on the floor, and he's on the other side. They FaceTime. He's on a couch because he's at work, and she's like, "What is this?" But even in spending time with them, we've learned that they walk together and they are true to themselves. I don't think there's any couple that is just so true
And
to
honest.
themselves and honest like they are. They're such an honest couple that is so true to themselves.
Yeah, no, you can do another one since Mina I've been bombarding.
I can do another one. I think from Rekodise with them, it's another playful couple. They guys, in romance, I think Sifunda Gibo. They should
no.
write a romantic novel. Like
Yeah,
they go
EPDA
like
101.
in fact PDA. That's the one.
No,
for them.
like guys, Rekodisa, like they
They
love
take it
each other.
seriously.
Like they really love each other. They just love each other's company and being on top of each other.
Yeah, literally.
And like namnyakhala, guys. I really love that so much about them, and I learned that about them, that they really don't take things serious.
Yeah.
Like, but not in like a bad way. Like they have this
they don't sweat the small stuff.
Yes, they have this open love that's just so beautiful, and it covers all things.
Yeah.
And it's like it's the foundation, and you can feel it when you talk to them. Yeah.
Oh, Bubi and Verona.
Oh man.
Bubi and Verona, they've also been part of our life for so long. And Faith. When I think Bubi and Verona, I think Faith. I think, man, their trust in God is incredible. And I mean, they've had quite a journey. But their eyes have never shifted. I've never heard them curse God or ask why. They don't ask why. They're so content in their journey, but also very truthful and honest as well in their journey. But yeah, man, and they also like really, really love and care for one another.
Yo, like their relationship is like, you know, when you see two people together and you're like, yeah, they belong
makes
together.
sense,
Like
yeah.
they're one person.
Yeah, they're one
They've
person.
become one, and
Yeah.
that's the kind of love again that we aspire to have, where you can't separate one from the other because the connection is that strong, and the faith is that strong, and when they believe, they believe. So yeah, it's beautiful, man. But like I said, guys, there's so many other couples,
There is a lot.
and you're gonna get so much from the show if you are married or newly married,
Yeah.
or have been married for a long time.
Yeah.
You need that rekindling. It's really, really a great watch, and even if you're not married, it's a great watch. It's
I think
entertaining.
it's great premarital counseling because I think
yeah.
I think the couples are quite honest
And
quite
open and
honest
transparent.
and open, and with the important things that many of us will experience in our marriages. That as much as we encourage and we speak about the good times, it's also important to mention that it's not always rosy.
not.
You don't always feel like being married. And like the quote that said, you make it. So I think a lot of us have this idea that you're going to come in and find the right person and it's going to be all butterflies and it's just going to work and nothing's ever going to go sour. But that's not the case.
That's not how it goes.
Yeah. And like with everything in life, it's got its ups and downs. But it's beautiful. It's just so worth
Wouldn't
worth
have it any other way.
Wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah, do you want to add any more?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, so as we get into the month of February, we've got some amazing couples where we're going to learn about some important things. I think it's going to be life-changing. I'm excited about it. So please make sure you're subscribed and your notification gang and you keep up. But yeah, this is our love journey.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
We love you guys, and we'll see you on the next episode.
This is our love story. This is our journey.